Hey everyone, I am coming to you from the inside of my SUV. As some of you know, I just got back from a 3-week road trip and I camped out of my SUV, so I thought I would show you the setup I had. It's pretty simple, but it was kind of new for me, as usually I throw up a tent. But this time I thought, hey, I'll try sleeping in the back of my SUV and see how that goes. So let me show you some of the things that I did to make it a little more comfortable and to give me a little bit of privacy. Okay, so here you'll see, I need to fix that, but I bought some Reflectix from my local hardware store. And I put that up in the windows. I'll talk about that in a second, but put that up in the windows to give me a little privacy and just to make it dark for sleeping. And it also makes it a little bit cooler as I was camping in the desert. And then I also just hung up, there we go, hung up this sheet for a little additional privacy. I didn't, you can see here, I didn't have Reflectix in the front window. I do have some little pop-up reflectors in the front windshield, but the side passenger and driver window, I didn't do any Reflectix for that, which I might do in the future. But the other thing, in addition to the Reflectix that I did, and this sheet, which, like I say, is really easy to take up and take down, is I bought these lights from the hardware store, and they are really easy to hang up in different places. And so that kind of was nice for a little ambiance, and also just to see at night when I was in the car. I got both the Reflectix and those at my local hardware store. And let me just show you one of these a little closer. So they have these handy dandy clips here. And I even clipped them, just a second, just on these empty third row seat belts that aren't being used. And so that was kind of handy. Then the other thing that I used, let me show you, was this light that I got from Costco, and it has this little stand which I liked, so it could be hands-free. And then, sorry, that is quite bright, and actually I would use it, if you can see, if I pointed at my Reflectix, it actually really brightens everything up a lot. So yeah. So that was from Costco, and those were really handy LED lights. And then, so that and these are kind of what I used. I also have this little fan, which you might not think would do very much, but is actually really handy to have when camping in the desert. And it also hangs up like that. And it too, whoops, is a light. So yeah, that was really handy. And even though it's not like a massive fan, it actually helped a lot. I was very happy to have it. And it's rechargeable, which I think is pretty nice. I didn't have to worry about batteries. You just need a mini USB charger and you're good to go. So yeah, that was kind of the main things that I had got for this that I really am thankful that I did, was the Reflectix, and then the lighting was really important. That fan, those are purchases that I'm really thankful for. The other thing I want to mention is that these little side things, I don't know if your car has them or not, but these are really useful at night. I could have water here, and then I kept things that I constantly found that I wanted at night, like chapstick and eye drops, and I might have like some face wipes, my car keys, things like that. And then it was really easy to access when I needed, so I didn't have to like lean through here and like try to find the bag that the stuff was in that I wanted. So you'll kind of find at night there are certain items that you want close by, and these little cubbies are nice for keeping that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you can probably see here that I've got an attachment on my SUV. So I tried this with the tent attachment and without, and both work. See, I've got Reflectix for my back hatch as well. But this tent attachment was something new, and I liked it because it gave me extra leg room, because normally the door would be closed and my feet would be hitting the door. And it also lets me get in and out the back, whereas with my car, once I close the hatch here from the inside, you can't actually open it up again. So yeah, it was really nice because I could just, instead of like normally I'd have to crawl out the side doors when I wanted out, with this tent attachment I can just open it and get out. So yeah, that's really nice. And then so it's easy access to get out just like you would out of a tent, but then it also is nice airflow. So you have this extra, you can close this all the way up if you want, just like a tent, and then you can open it if you want airflow, and this is just, you know, mesh. So that was nice to have a little bit of airflow, because camping in the car with all the doors and windows closed gets a bit stuffy. I do have some mosquito nets that I put over the doors. Maybe I'll show you that later in another video. And then I can roll down the windows, and then it keeps the bugs out. But having this on, I don't even really need those. Yeah, it lets in lots of air when you need it. So let me climb out actually, and oops, just a second, I zipped that up. I will climb out of this and then show you what it looks like from the outside. Okay, so this is what it looks like from the outside of my vehicle. So there's just one tent pole that holds this awning out, and there's just little pockets where each end sticks into, and then you just have little Velcro ties that wrap around it to take it up and over. So yeah, it's a really simple design. It takes 5 minutes to put it up, 5 minutes to set it down. It also has these little guidelines which you can stake down if you want. It comes with some tent stakes, but simple design. It has this strap which clips around your roof wrap to hold this tight, and then down here it just wraps around the base of your car, and then you have these which you can adjust and make tighter or not, and I just hook them on the back of the wheel well like that. So yeah, that's it. What I liked about this is that the awning gives me a little extra shade, which in Death Valley was nice because there was like no shade at the campground. So, and I really liked the airflow, the easy access out the back, and also the extra foot space. What I didn't like was that you have to put it up and take it down every time you want to go someplace. So, you know, like I said, it's only 5 minutes to put it up, 5 minutes to take it down, but it still was a little inconvenient. I guess maybe more so for me, because as a photographer, I'm getting up to go take sunrise photos, you know, in the dark before anyone should really be out of bed. And so I would have to take this down, and then I would worry that, you know, like at Death Valley, I had campers next to me, so I would worry that I would wake them up taking it down. So yeah, that part is a little bit inconvenient. And then just generally, I guess, you know, sleeping in the back of your SUV, you're using the space that normally would be used for storage. So that part is also a little inconvenient. I think what I'm gonna do is have my hubby help me build a platform that we can then store totes underneath of and keep the bed laid out, because with this system I had to move, you know, like my cooler and stuff to the front seats to go to bed, and then I had to move it all to the back seats to go, you know, drive and do things. So yeah, and storage, it just kind of got a little messy. Trying to find things and moving things around every day was a little inconvenient. So those are kind of the downsides, I guess, of camping in your car. But it is comfortable. You know, it's warmer. So like outside of Bryce, it was 20 some degrees at night, and you definitely stay warmer in the car. And, you know, for when it's really cold, you don't have to put up this tent thing. And then it stays even warmer, obviously. So yeah, that's kind of my setup for this latest trip. And I think I'll tweak it and play with it. There's pros and cons. Obviously, rooftop tent, those are nice, but, you know, more expensive. So not everyone wants to spend money on that. And then, you know, there's pros and cons to having a camper trailer. I still have a tent, and I still am fine with tent camping. You know, it takes 5 minutes for me to set up my tent, and then I can still use all this space for storage if I want. So yeah, pros and cons of each. Let me know if you guys do car camping or SUV camping where you sleep in your car, and if there's ways that you found to make it more comfortable, or things that you like to kind of keep things organized. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So thanks all.